The Spurs came into the arena earlier with one thought on their mind: walking out of here with a win. Philadelphia on I-95, a gorgeous night for basketball. Welcome to the city of brotherly love. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sport. Hey, Dave.
Well, Kevin and guys, the NBA is a shoe culture, and none is more popular than the Kobe 4. Originally released in 2009, last season almost a quarter of all.
Thanks, David. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. They've got Insanity. Also Ingram out there. Pirtle is out there with Chris Paul. And it's Forbes in at the 2. And for the 76ers, Robert Covington out there with Oubre. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's Lowry. And it's George in at the 2 spot. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
Covington trying to break free. Embiid, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Back to Paul. It's good.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
Lowry passes to Oubre.
Yeah, nice effort there in tracking down the long rebound.
Throws it up high.
They know he's looking for him, so it's easy to see why Paul's teammates love him.
And now just over a minute played here in the first. George finds Covington. George with the bucket.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And it's good, 2 points.
And right out of the gates, they are locked and loaded. 3 straight scores early.
76ers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And Insanity picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Lowry. The shot's good.
When PG-13 is feeling it, he can be an absolute monster from mid-range.
Paul with the ball. Now defended by Embiid. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And Pirtle just making the alley-oop look rather pedestrian. Real easy.
Philadelphia has gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
And Jakob Pirtle, he's carved himself a good chunk of rotation minutes with how he's played.
Yeah, I love his game. I like his agility. I like his hands, his touch. I mean, he's a big, mobile guy. I think he's gotten to a good spot where he's dangerous in pick and roll action now too, Greg. A solid defender. A guy like that is always going to find minutes.
Here's Insanity. And Embiid with the block.
You look at his combination of reach and timing, it makes Embiid a superb shot blocker.
And there is a whistle. That goes on Bryn Forbes. That's his first foul. Little General, he's checked in for the Spurs. Shorty comes in for Bryn Forbes. Here's Embiid. Count it.
This is where Embiid burns you the most. I mean, mainly because of his size and such a soft touch. Little
General the pass to Insanity. There's the double team with Covington. Passes it to Little General. Traps in the tray.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Trying to get open. Good on the shot.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
A nice shot by Embiid.
Showing off the superb handles for a 7-footer. Joel Embiid handles that thing tight.
The pass to Paul. Here's Insanity. There's the dish to Pirtle. Doubled by Oubre. Covington with the steal.
Clearly the defense could have been better there, guys, but he also needs to convert that.
Paul passes to Insanity. The Spurs need to get a shot off here.
You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Spurs lead by 3. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And if you're wondering whether players watch the standings, check out this clip from Chris Paul.
One thing we have to do is stop comparing ourselves to last year. Early in the year, we was doing that every couple games. We was like, man,
You know, Greg, he makes a great point. Even when you have mostly the same guys, every season is different.
And if you're a coach, it'll give you gray hairs trying to preach that to your players. Many guys don't believe it until they're in it and then have to dig themselves out of a hole.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Spurs.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for San Antonio, Little General out there with Insanity, and it's DJ, then it's Shorty, and it's Zamanic in at the 5 spot.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Eric Gordon.
Gordon so good at sizing up the defense quickly and then burning them off the catch and shoot.
And that one, good.
You've got to box out on the boards. When you don't, that's what happens.
Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Drummond trying to get himself free.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Zamanic passes to Little General. Here's Shorty. Spurs passing it around. Pass to Little General. Outside, George.
You know, the fact is, he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
Gordon, the pass to Embiid. Drummond trying to get himself free. And yes, it's good.
We often talk about Gordon's scoring ability, but there, great feed to an open teammate.
Samanic passes to Vassell. Jackson dishes to George. Good on the bucket.
Boy, the confidence that George brings to his game is also confidence that impacts and injects his teammates. He's a high-octane scorer who's ready to go as soon as the game starts and whenever he gets the ball.
And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down to just one on the basket from Jackson.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
And last season, he was successful 81% of the time when he went to the line, so he didn't waste a lot of opportunities.
And, guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Pirtle, he's checked in for Insanity. Johnson comes in for Shorty. And Chris Paul subbed in for DJ.
You know, I don't care how tight you play him. It's very hard to keep Paul from knocking that shot down. His in-between game is lethal.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Pirtle trying to get open. And that one's good. Samanic.
You know, pretty much anybody can hit that shot when they're that wide open. I mean, terrible defense.
It's Jackson with the drive. And good that time.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter. That one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
Little General the pass to Paul. Now here's Johnson. And some good action through the first two quarters as we reach halftime. Spurs out in front. They're up by 4. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, tight game. What do you think your team is doing out there so far?
We played okay. You know, we didn't defend as well as we needed to. They made a run. It's a good team over there. But
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout. And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of that.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Fantastic game from Little General in this one.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. We've got Kelly Oubre, Ari out there with Paul George. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Embiid in at the 5. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. The Insanity, the pass to Paul. Nice shot by Pirtle.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Embiid trying to break loose. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Back to Forbes. Ingram finds Paul. And that one is good.
He's so aggressive offensively. I like his assertiveness. CP3 not taking 1 second extra to pull the trigger once he gets the pass.
Back to George.
He has to make that one. I mean, you have to make the defense pay when they slough off of you like that.
And it's good for 2.
They found a nice groove in this half, starting out 3 for 4.
So it's Philadelphia now, trailing by 10. Covington kicks to George. He gets that one.
Unselfishness always admirable in a basketball player, and Covington consistent at giving it up when one of his teammates is open.
It's Ingram on the wing. Pirtle trying to get open. And that one's good. Ingram.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Ingram kicks to Paul. Pirtle trying to get open. Paul with the bucket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Pass to Covington. Back to George. To the middle.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
Embiid with the steal. And now the 76ers on the break. Oubre's got the ball. He has a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Now, we have seen continued growth with the NBA's affiliated leagues the last few years. Think about the explosion in popularity of the WNBA, the Basketball Africa League, expansion of the 2K League, greater pay in the WNBA, and the G League pathway, along with the unionization of G League players. The league continues to show its commitment to expanding opportunities on multiple levels. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David.
The big man is so skilled and has such an infectious personality. Joel Embiid is hard not to love. I mean, he just oozes that kind of attraction. And his potential, unlimited.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Philadelphia. Joseph comes in for George. The Spurs also changing it up. Little General comes in for Ingram. And DJ subbed in for Bryn Forbes. Shorty, he's checked in for San Antonio. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. And it's in there.
And when Pirtle sees a guy on his team open, he finds him right away, whipping that pass there directly.
And stolen by DJ. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Pirtle trying to get open. And he makes that one.
And Pirtle has stick-to-itiveness on the offensive glass. He just throws himself in the mix to come up with those boards.
That one goes. Count it. 11 seconds left to play in the third. And the basket by Vassell. Here is Lowry.
I'll tell you what, the offensive game of MB, ridiculous. He can score in so many ways.
And so it's San Antonio going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We come back right after this. And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. EJ out there with Shorty, and then it's Little General. Then there's Pirtle, and it's Zamanic in at the power forward. Trying to get himself free.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
He lobs it up, and the dunk by Pirtle.
Got to admire how fast Pirtle slashes to the rim after setting the screen.
Thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
And here they go. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Oubre.
The only way he was getting to the hoop was to use the double clutch.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Robert Covington's checked in for Oubre, and Georgia subbed in for Corey Joseph.
Boy, Pirtle is a guy that plays with a lot of force. I mean, when he's near the basket, the defense better watch out for the dunk.
Stolen by Johnson. Pirtle trying to get open.
Well, that's a look he has to finish, and he knows it. Lone opportunity.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Ryan Brokoff's checked in for Gordon. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from George.
He can certainly stroke it from deep. The three-pointer is not a shot that George is going to pass up.
Deny the shooter.
Trying to get open is Johnson. Lowry with the ball, and it's Johnson picking him up.
And, you know, Lowry looks to set up his open teammates. Beautiful. Nice dime there, and it really keeps the team tied together nicely.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're ahead by 7. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth. And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Jakob Poeltl.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open look or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
The craftiness of Paul really on display everywhere, but especially inside and forcing defenders to commit fouls.
Good on the first, and that stretches their lead to 8. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 9-point ball game here.
And Chris Paul, very much one of the best and most talented point guards in the league. A really poised floor leader who always is talking and is really an excellent leader, too.
George with the bucket.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Basic fundamentals in basketball is the ability to box out. He's got that down pat.
Good on the three-point shot.
Hey, you know that George is going to take the shot when the game is up for grabs. I mean, that's who he is, and that's what's expected of him. He's an exceptional decision maker in these situations, which makes it even more obvious.
And the 76ers call time here. They're trailing by 4. We got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The 76ers with the ball. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. A putback, and Drummond is right there.
And how about Drummond's ability to stay calm under pressure? That will always make your coaches happy.
San Antonio calls timeout. They lead by 2. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. Both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And he steps up and knocks them down, making it a 2-possession game.
Knocks down the trifecta.
Shot after shot, one after the other. PG making it happen.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul. Drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. So both free throws are good, and it's a three-point game.
Those were pressure-packed free throws, and he looked as cool as he could be. So big to give them that three-point lead. So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Yeah, you know, battling back is about staying the course, and their attitude never changed.
And San Antonio turns it over.
Huge turnover at really the worst possible time. You have to value every possession, especially at this stage of the game.
And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this one. Here we go. So Philadelphia will get the first possession. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for San Antonio, Pirtle is out there with Insanity. Then it's Chris Paul. Then it's Ingram. And it's Forbes in a shooting guard.
And after defending on the shot, he doesn't give up on the play. Follow that straight to the glass for the rebound.
A three-pointer is right on target.
And George just has an uncanny knack for providing these kinds of baskets. And he makes it look so easy.
That'll be a 5-second call. The 76ers making a switch here. Embiid's checked in. Picked away.
Ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate and embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second. That's all it took.
Not as good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to just one on the basket from Pirtle.
In these types of situations, this team turns to Pirtle. He's more than ready for any challenge that comes his way.
George trying to break free. And Pirtle sends it back.
Reach, the length of his arms really coming in handy when he goes up to block shots like that.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Buries it from three-point range.
Well, Paul's got him dropping right now for sure.
And the 76ers call time here.
George gets on the roll, he's just absolutely relentless, showing you how dominant he can be when he gets hot.
Poeltl trying to get open. Brings it from downtown.
This is when some players pull in and tighten up a bit, but if you're talking about CP3, this is when it becomes fun for him.
Timeout called the 76ers. They're down by 1. 9 seconds left in overtime. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
And we call those ATOs, or plays run after a timeout. They often make the difference in the game.
And here are the 76ers now. It's a 1-point game. Count.
And Covington is someone who definitely has the clutch DNA. I mean, he welcomes the chance to take these important shots.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 1. Just 4 seconds left to play in the first overtime. What do you think, guys?
And this is it, guys. Down 1. They've got just enough time to work it around for a good shot, and it better be a good shot because it's the only shot they have.
So it's the 76ers taking the win in a close game. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
What a ride. I mean, I thought it might end in regulation, but you know what? They came through big and did exactly what was necessary once we got into OT.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Clark